It's midday and I throw something really aggressive out there to wake these coyotes up from their nap and get them on their feet. Well, here comes a pile of them from our upwind side.
You see them? Probably saw me move and now they left. Here comes another one behind them. There's one right here in front of you. That's alright, let me stop him. Woo! Woo!
This coyote stops right behind that weed, so we had to let him come a little further before we stopped him again.
Ooh. Ooh. There's another one back here too.
Well, we've been pounding it pretty hard today. We've had some coyotes we've called in, but we've had a couple of misses. We're sitting on this stand and we hadn't been in here, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. And for whatever reason, we just can't quite seem to figure out where these coyotes are going to show up. And we got all this country all out in here. The wind's going this way, so we're expecting them to come to our downwind, which what a lot of them have been doing. But all of a sudden, Stan said, to your left, and I look over and he thought maybe 4, but at least 3 coyotes come just burning in over the hill to our hard left. And I couldn't even see him in my camera. I had to spin the camera so far to the left. I just kind of widened it out, and then finally they kind of come around. The sets we've been using yesterday haven't worked as good today, but they're still working. Just having to be a little more aggressive to get the groups to come in because they're grouped up in 2s, 3s, and 4s right now. But Stan made a good shot. I don't know, it probably wasn't more than 175 yards from where we were sitting, but another one on the ground.
Another beautiful day in Montana.
Yeah, it's just been absolutely gorgeous out. I don't know, right now I'm guessing it's over 60 degrees right now. But in this country, it's pretty rare not to get wind. This country gets 30, 40 mile an hour wind constantly, and the last 2 days there's been hardly any wind, 5 to 10 mile an hour. So we're trying to take advantage of it as much as we can. In fact, I think we're both going to stay over another day or so longer just because of the wind factor and the conditions are so nice, and the coyotes are reacting. So we're going to go get another one. I wanted to show you something just a little bit different on this set. I want to show you how things can go from really good to really bad in just a matter of a split second. We've been on this set for about 10 or 15 minutes when I saw this coyote coming up through the timber, probably half a mile out. And it took about, maybe 6-8 minutes before this coyote family showed up here. But in the meantime, her partner came flying over the hill from her far left there. And she's looking for that partner, for her male. He's down in that timber somewhere. And she knows he's there. So she's kind of working her way in. And at this point, these coyotes are probably 400, maybe a little over 400 yards out. And in hindsight, we probably should have taken the shot right here. But we kept thinking we were going to work them in closer. And you'll see here pretty quick that the male comes up finally out of the draw below her and joins her. And we've got a breeze that's from left to right, and I'm talking about maybe a 2-mile-an-hour breeze, next to nothing. And watch this coyote when he hits the wind. Right there. There is no mistaking when they wind you. And it is amazing how far out there that your scent carries. And right there he catches it again. And once they catch your scent, it's game over. Well, I thought I'd show you this set. It happens to be the first set of the morning. Sun's just coming up. We had probably, no joke, 30 coyotes howling all around us. And after about 15 minutes, this coyote shows up across the draw. And by this time, we had already spent probably 10 minutes watching him sitting there. We're in the shade, and he can't see in the shade because he's looking directly into the sun. But he wants to see something moving over there. He wants to see what's going on. He's a smart old coyote. He just was going to sit there till he was comfortable. But you can see him moving his head around. He'll kind of bob it around, trying to look for motion. But he just can't see us over there in that shade. And stuff just isn't quite making sense to him. I'm going to let this kind of roll because I've got friends back east that just aren't used to being able to see coyotes coming in. So a lot of times what will happen, we'll be sitting on a set and we can glass for miles. And we'll glass out there, and a lot of times we'll see a coyote out there at half a mile or a mile just sitting on a knob doing this, just watching, trying to figure out what's going on. And in our country, they'll just about always try to get on a high point like this so they can kind of see and find out what's going on. They're always looking around to make sure another coyote's not going to come in and beat them to the prize. I'll guarantee you if another coyote would have shown up headed to the call, he would have started down the hill. But finally, Stan decided this old coyote isn't going to come any closer. And we're quite a bit lower than this coyote, so he tried to make about a 350-yard shot on him. And it looks like he shot way over him, but he didn't shoot over him by that much. You can't get them all. I often tell a buddy of mine that we can sit down just about anywhere and call up a coyote. When you hunt this kind of country, you just know there's a coyote out there somewhere. We had the e-collar about 75 yards upwind to our left, and wouldn't you know it, toward the end of this set, we get a pair that show up right in front of the call instead of downwind.
We're out this afternoon coyote hunting again, and we were on this stand for about, I suppose, 20 minutes, close to 20 minutes, and we weren't getting any response, so Stephen turned on a little pup distress, and didn't take but about 5 minutes, and a pair came running, and this one stepped out first. This was the female, and we got her.
We were up on the hill behind us here, and she kind of came from our far left. We were kind of set up for a bunch of country this way. And anyway, we both had to get up, stand and get up, move about 20 yards, and I had to rotate. So I think I got the picture of the kill shot, but it was through that piece of sagebrush. But anyway, they've been coming and ended up in all different directions, and a lot of the coyotes this trip ended up in spots we just haven't expected them to show up in. But anyway, this pup distress seems to be kind of breaking them loose at the tail end if I go to that and a little bit of growling. But anyway, nice to have another one on the ground. We've been pounding this morning, haven't really called anything up, but on this trip, prime time for us hasn't been till after lunch, and that's about what we're at right now, and then it seems to get really good for whatever reason. But anyway, we're gonna pick this one up and head to the truck and get on to the next set. Well, Stan looks over to his right, and way upwind here we have two coyotes that came in. I don't know where they showed up from exactly, but they decided to lay down and kind of see what was going on. We were sitting in the shade with our backs up against a juniper tree, so I don't think these coyotes could see us, but again, like usual, they just decided they wanted to see what was going on before they came in. After they laid there for a little bit, I tried a few different sounds real quietly, see if I could get something to trigger them to come in closer. We really couldn't move to get positioned on them until that one got up and started to walk off, and then Stan and I both shifted. Stan decided it was time to take them. We just got done with the set about 20 minutes ago where we called up a double and killed the female. Went over the hill, set up, did a few howls, went into some more distress, and a pair showed up. But they were kind of funky. They laid down out here after a little bit. Finally, I threw on some light fawn distress, I think, and they decided to get up and look like they were going to take off, so Stan decided to take a shot and got this big male at, what was the distance?
Oh, about 265.
About 265. So, anyway, another one down. As the sun is quickly fading away, we make our final set of the trip. Although we didn't get every hunt on film, we had a great time, and I'll never forget this trip and the amount of coyotes we called up. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoy my content, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel.